Hey, folks, and welcome to Never Split the Party. My name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd, and I have completely lost my voice. I maybe had mono on Friday, and I have worked very long days today and yesterday, and now this is what you get. Excuse me. I'm going to mute that in the future. Sorry. Uh, for tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. If you joined us in our last Let's Party week, the non-Starfinder week, we did some campaign planning on character design and hero design for our superhero campaign, which is going to be an upcoming audio-only podcast. Tonight, we're doing something in a similar vein. However, for an upcoming campaign that'll be streamed on Twitch and feature some guest players, which we'll meet in just a second. We're going to be doing a Persona campaign. Right now, I believe we're going to be using the City of Mist rule set for the RPG, and the setting will be using Persona ideas and concepts in a homebrew world and story. I'm going to let my folks joining me tonight introduce themselves, talk about their favorite Persona, I guess. Mine's obviously Persona 4 Golden. It's unbearable to think of anything else as my favorite. And Justin, go ahead.
My name's Justin, and mine's 4. Yeah, definitely 4. I think. Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Nick, and I'd say my favorite Persona is Mara. Wait, whoa. Talking about games, not actual Persona.
I was gonna say yeah, because I was a little confused.
No, Persona 4 Golden for me as well.
All right. And
Most
then we
definitely.
are joined by our special guest. Jason, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Jason, also known as Shadow91 on Twitch. I'm sure you've seen me on several occasions in the NSCP chat. My favorite Persona game is probably Persona 5, just because I love all of the content and the hours upon hours upon hours of gameplay you can do in it.
All right, I have a confession to make. I did sell my copy of Persona 5 the second they announced it was coming to Switch. I'm gonna get the Switch version when it comes
You're
out.
gonna
It
get the
was just
R,
Shame.
I gotta
Persona
get.
5R.
I loved Golden so much more than I liked Persona 4. I can't miss out on the extra content on the next one. So, yep, Royale it is. Is it
Well,
Royale or Royal? I don't even know.
I have a
Royal, I
confession,
think.
and that is that not only have I not played Golden, I've played the original 4 because
Me
I
too.
bought it on PS3 on sale, and I
Yep.
haven't finished 5 yet.
I have. Yeah,
But I'm
you haven't
close to
finished
the
it,
end,
so
but I haven't finished it.
he's
I
been close
have
to the
beat
end since the game
Golden
launched.
and
Yes.
5.
Yeah. I own it on PS2 as well. I have the original version, I think, somewhere. I also have Persona 3, but I don't know which one to play, so I'm paralyzed by indecision.
That's why I haven't played 3 yet.
3 I'm like halfway through the portable version. I think which is it P3P? I think it's P3P.
P3P is the portable version. It's the one I think I
Yeah.
probably should play, but I can't commit to because I missed the FES dungeon, and yeah.
Well, so every time Persona 3 comes up, they're like, oh, you should play this one. But then somebody else will just be like, no, you play this one. It's like, well, okay. Don't know which one to play still. Didn't help.
Also got my figures too. There you go.
Sweet.
GA's over there.
There's a
but-
subreddit for
back
that,
now.
Justin.
Which
Justin
one?
already knows.
Because there's a couple different ones for that, I'm sure. Some of them are a bit drier than others.
Oh.
But
Oh dear.
Oh, nope, don't like that. Not even sure what you're going for, but I certainly don't enjoy it. All right. Transitioning on
I don't
to
know if I can put
the
this
main activity. One,
There
the
we go.
second my voice can no longer recover, I will be fleeing the room,
Yep.
mostly to pass out because I actually still feel sick. And I tried laying down for the past 2 hours. I haven't eaten in 2 days. It's going really well. I thought I was feeling better, but then I worked for 10 hours yesterday, and that was a bad call. For tonight, I have a list of the arcana that are present throughout Persona, and I don't want to work on like just generic NPCs that you might encounter. I am specifically looking on us today, just crafting some inspiration for characters that'll fulfill these particular arcana. We may not use all of these because when we as players choose characters, I'll be using the arcana as a way that we kind of do some if not class, maybe some stats will be tied to your arcana or something along those lines. So we may build, let's say, a death character, and then Jason's all about being death persona for his character. We'll just basically put that character somewhere else or emit them. So don't worry about how quality all of these are. Some of them won't be used, and I can shuffle. In terms of like how we should use generating ideas, Justin made a point earlier in chat with when we tried to get Chris, because Chris has never played Persona. He didn't show up, so it's fine. But Justin was like, "You've seen anime, pick some anime characters and throw them in there. Not
Yeah.
bad." Also, on the Wikipedia that I'm going to share in the Zoom chat for us. You know what? Actually, put it in the Twitch chat. I'll just put it in Twitch chat. That is a list of the Arcana and the characters that fulfilled them in the Persona games from. I think it has all Persona games, but let me
Now,
make sure I'm not lying.
the arcanas are generally like an archetype. Does that wiki link have whatever that archetype is, or is it just like here are the characters?
I believe if you click on the archetype itself, let me click on that. Let's see. It gives details on the card itself. Yeah, and then jack of all trades, etc. So that seems to be well covered. Yeah. So if you click on
Yep.
that, we can go through it, and we can kind of go through it line by line too.
Yeah.
This
Sounds good to me.
particular campaign is going to take place in America, probably somewhere East Coast, and probably somewhere fictional. So think like
New Boston.
well, like Lovecraft has this Arkham, Massachusetts, which doesn't actually exist. We could do something along those lines. So it'll be I don't know, probably Mass. Jason, how far away do you live?
Like 3 hours away in New York. Not the city though.
New Yorker.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's not so bad. We could either do someplace in upstate New York because it's very easy to put a fake town up in that bullshit. It all
Oh, yeah.
sounds fake as it is. But kids killing fish kill what? Fine. Or we could just set it somewhere again, East Coast, Boston, whatever. It's fine. I don't have a preference, but just know that that's the region we're looking for. So
Springfield. Wait, I think that's been done.
Yes.
Yes.
when we're naming characters, feel free to keep it more American than worrying about sticking to any Japanese roots of the Persona games.
Oh,
don't
no
want, like,
Sasagi.
Tetsaiga or Getsuga Tensho or
I'll allow a couple of oddballs in there, but for the most part, I'm comfortable just kind of rolling with it. All right, now if we refer back to the list as we have right now, Fool, usually Fool is kind of reserved. It's the 0 card Arcana as far as Persona is concerned. I actually have a set of our Persona Arcana. I should have pulled them out. I could have showcased them as we were
too.
going through them.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where they are, but it's fine. I might have 2 sets too. That's the
yeah, those
worst
would be
part.
cool to have.
Yeah, I definitely have them. They're in the basement, if I had to guess, unless they're in my Persona box. I'll pull it out in a second, maybe. But 0 is usually reserved for something special. Persona 3, it was the investigation or the SEES, SEES team. For PS4, it was the investigation team. And for Persona 5, it was weirdly Igor. But again, it's usually something that's reserved for non-character or non-easily interactable character. So I'm going to keep that the same. For Fool, we can just put it to the side. I will ultimately decide what the Fool is. I think
I
I
thought
have
the
an
main
idea.
character was usually Fool.
Well,
Main character is sort of also Fool, but the way you grow it is by using some other format, the group or Igor.
I mean, I think we already know the fool's going to be Patrick. So.
Oof.
Well, I assume Patrick will sit out of this campaign as my guest. But if you guys want some spoilers for the story, I don't mind sharing some of them. The first arc of this, whomever ends up playing, which I'm hoping will be at least you 3 here, and if not, I'll figure it out. But at least you 3 here, and if not, 1 or 2 more. You guys are going to be standard Arcana characters who get access to Persona. None of you are the Fool or the wild card. Really, it's the wild card is what the main character is. None of you are going to be the wild card. The entire first arc, the first 4-episode arc, is going to be finding the wild card, where something went wrong in this Persona game. I'm not going to be giving it as a game format, but something went wrong. Instead of the wild card being the first character, he never shows up, she never shows up, and we're left with you guys running around. If you take out the main character from Persona 4, you get a bunch of fucking nitwit high schoolers who are pretty much separated and never going to connect. If you get rid of the wild card in Persona 5, the main character, there is nothing that brings those characters together. So your characters will be brought together a little bit weirdly for a Persona game, and then you'll be given basically a mission either from an Igor character or something else to find the wild card.
That's
Are
pretty
we
cool,
talking
actually. I
Makes
like
sense.
that.
for our setting? Are we talking like backside of the TV, or are we talking like mementos?
Social media, possibly Twitch. I haven't decided exactly on that, but most of my villains, again, they usually follow some sort of theme where in Persona 4, it was the dark part of their soul, and that's, fine. It is what it is. They got there by going through the TV, and a lot of things had a TV theme. In Persona 5, they did away with the TV and they used mementos, a different reality that was the darkest desires of all of humanity kind of collected, and the especially powerful desires created their palaces. We're going to go more with mementos. I think right now I'm tying it to. Originally, I was going hard on the Twitch angle, and I was going to use like streamer culture as what we were kind of riffing off of. And tentatively, I'm still going with that. But if we see some extra wiggle room for that, I'm happy for that as well.
Okay.
All right.
And Persona 3 was, it's a tower. There's things in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, mementos and the tower are extremely similar.
Yeah.
It was only really Persona 4 that didn't give you this neutral ground. It was always divided into dungeons. Persona 5 gave you both, basically. I think we'll probably do what Persona 5 does. I liked how Persona 5 handled a lot of things. I will probably copy and paste a lot of structure from Persona 5. If not
Yeah.
story elements, structure. I think they nailed it. I'll be
I
really
mean,
honest.
even in like Golden, or 4 in Golden, if you go into a dungeon, that's like a 7-hour journey.
Yeah, and you can go back and grind in them too, so it's not like you don't have access to them. I just more think of
If you want to do it optimally, it's a 7-hour journey.
yeah, that's fair. I think, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't flushed this one out, and it's the reason why I haven't really pushed this forward as let's do this next month. I'm gonna have a hard time, I think, running this game too long in the real world. I don't think it's going to be as engaging doing the high school aspect of the Persona series on stream. I feel like we're going to spend a lot more time in the whatever Mementos gets called. And I think you'll be creating more personas from there and maybe dipping into the real world infrequently. Similar to how you had to give, oh, I can hear it. It's starting to sound bad, huh? Sort of how you would give your calling card in Persona 5. You'd have to leave mementos to do that, or you'd have to leave the palace to do that. I think that's mostly how our campaign is going to be structured. Most of the 4-episode arc will be inside the mementos thing, and then a couple bits of it will be in the real world, mostly because it's not one of you. So I'm not taking one of you to play baseball and go play shogi
Yep.
or whatever. I'm not doing that, and that's
Go
going
to
to be
band
awkward by
practice.
splitting you up.
Right.
We could, and maybe we will once or twice, but for the most part, I'll be using those intentionally. I'm also
It-
thinking I'll riff on a little bit of like Dragon Ball Z, where you're getting direct power from the Arcana characters as opposed to fringe benefits for campaign travel or whatever. It'll be
I
mostly
mean,
like Spirit Bomb.
since we're going to be in Mementos or whatever our equivalent is going to be, we do have the op or the cop out of the Morgana. Hey, you can't do that tonight. Go to bed.
You could take something from Persona Q as well, where
I
they
should
kind of
know that
like.
because I've actually played both of them. But what do you
I
mean?
take it back. Persona Q is my favorite in terms of gameplay.
Really?
In terms of gameplay, Persona Q is so good.
What
You
platforms
should
is
really
that on?
play.
3DS.
3DS.
It
The
also
battle
plays.
system is
yeah.
so good because it's Etrian, and Etrian games are fantastic. It
Justin, you
fixes
should
all of
really-
my problems with both series.
Play Strange Journey.
Yeah.
You should really play Strange Journey.
Hmm.
They do that gameplay with an actual story. Don't
Yeah.
take this the wrong way, but Persona Q is a throwaway story.
Yeah.
Always is.
Yeah, but it's got
But-
more story than Etrian games have.
That's fair.
So
Strange
it fixes
Journey has
that
even more
part.
story than that.
Yeah, it fixes that part of the Etrian games, and then Persona. I like the battle in Persona Q way
Because Persona
more
Q
than
is
actual
a mix
Persona.
of all the characters, right?
Yeah.
the
3 and 4,
mashup.
yeah.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
Well,
At least in the
in
first
Persona
game.
Q2, it's 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't played the second one, so
Oh yeah, I have it. It's pretty good. It's actually I liked it a little bit better how they handled even some of the basic stuff. I haven't gotten terribly far though.
But that took place in sort of like a, alternate universe sort of thing too, where it's
Like a
like just
combination, you're right, and that like
yeah.
throws away any context of them going to the real world.
And they
That's
even
not a
had
bad
like people in the cafeteria and stuff, just like random NPCs out there, like shadow people or whatever.
That's also not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Persona Q2, you're in a movie theater.
Yeah.
All right, I might do some of that. All right, so I got another a spot for if we have any names for Mementos ideas. Also, well, I'll do the Mementos format internally, but Persona Q is a good idea. That might be the easiest way to do this, Justin. I think I actually will probably steal that wholesale from what you just said. I'll do some more work on to see how I want that to look. It's gonna be a lot of purple, and again, I'm gonna riff on Twitch a lot, but I will maybe not use real world names for things. We'll see. It'll be a little bit more inventive than Switch, but maybe not much. We'll see. All right. So Fool is going to be taking care of Bespoke. Don't worry about it. For Magician, let's get into that.
So I wanted to point out before we get
Please.
too far into it, there was this in the Arcana list that was linked a little bit earlier in chat. There's a consultant as part of Magician, which some games do have like that break off. Like Adachi was part of the full break off for 4.
Yep.
It's like, Takuto Maruki for Persona 5. I have no idea who that is. Name does not ring a bell. Turns out it's Persona 5 Royale character or Royal. And it's another doctor type. Doesn't beat the one that's already there. I'm sorry. Get out of here.
It does not be the doctor type. I think most of the breakoff personas are either really special characters or characters they add in the new versions. I don't remember. Did Adachi have an Arcana in the original?
Here it's labeled as Jester.
Yeah. He definitely was Jester in Persona 4 Golden. I can't remember if he even had one. I know Marie
in OG,
in
I
Persona
don't
4
know.
Golden, Marie was not there, so she has one of those breakoffs as well. I think
Yep.
she's a breakoff of Judgment. And there's something else that's a breakoff too. But yeah, usually the breakoff is like either special character or a character that gets their shit changed later on. And like so the new characters to Persona 5 will have a breakoff. They don't get their own unique tarot number.
Armax, I think you're right about that one. At least in
No,
5.
I'm going
At least
with
in
Jason.
5. At least in 5.
yay!
Makoto is where it's at. Or
Although
within the party, Makoto. Outside of the party is a doctor.
outside of the party,
Yeah,
Shogi girl.
I know.
outside
I
of the
know
part,
Justin's
outside of
so
the
good.
party, I go with the doctor as well. So
High five. Virtual high
hell
five.
yeah!
Justin, I think you're out, man. Here, I do go
Oh,
with
yeah.
Nathan and Nick on that. Although I will say, there's a lot of solid options in Persona 5. There's only one available option, in my opinion, in Persona 4. So
Ifumi, that's who.
Fumi's the shoji girl. Yeah. For Persona 4, it really is Risei or bust. The only reason why I say available
Say or
is because
bust.
kanji is not an option.
Yep.
Yep.
Still going with Naoto.
Naoto is great, but in my opinion, Naoto is a very clear second place option.
Yeah.
I do really.
Naoto's not bad, but Risei's hard to top.
Naoto also fits me spiritually way better. But yeah, that's all right. All right. So for Magician, let me do some read on that.
And at the time you get to Naoto, it's already so late in the game.
It's true.
Yeah,
that is
It does take a very long time.
It's like the same thing with What's Her Face in 5. Haru. I probably would have liked her better if I had her earlier.
Yep. Agree.
All right. So for Magician, in tarot readings, the Magician Arcana is commonly associated with action, initiative, self-confidence, immaturity, manipulation, and power. Let's see. They do usually lead towards magic, obviously. I'm cool with us going for generalized character concepts and like just attaching a name to it. If these are riffs off of things, I'm okay with it. So feel free to go a little wide.
I actually had a quick question myself.
Shoot.
Since you know that I gave you like my
Character.
bio, my description, and all that.
What was you? Did you pick your Arcana?
Yes, I did.
What was it?
Hierophant.
Let's get rid of it. That one's bespoke. Totally cool with that. Which
He
is
wants to be coffee dude.
Jason, taken care of. That's
I'm
a
actually a
good time.
female, so not coffee dude.
Oh, sorry, coffee girl.
Well,
Coffee-
dude is
coffee
a
bag.
unisex
Library
term.
assistant, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
You can call girls dudes.
True.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I do it all the time too. I
It's a
call
neutral
Jen
term.
dude all the
I
time.
mean, everybody's the dudes to you, so
Yeah.
I'm a dude. He's the dude.
I
She's
give
the dude.
I give Nick a pass. I don't really give anyone else a pass. Dude's pretty
I call my wife.
masculine.
I call my wife dude all the time.
Well,
Dude,
that
do it
says
right
something
now.
about
Will
you
she
and your
answer?
wife more so than anything else, I think.
She won't answer if I'm just yelling dude over there. Oh, she'll be like, "What?"
dude.
Dude,
Actually,
Totally.
she just answered right
Totally.
that's funny.
now. Dude.
Oh, Armax, I sound like I'm dying because I had mono on Friday, I think, and I haven't had any real time to recover after this weekend. So lost my voice giving a presentation. Ooh, Futaba is good, best girl. That's a good call, Armax. I do like Futaba,
well,
but she's a little young. Gotta
Yeah,
let
well,
the
yeah.
yeah.
If she was older, maybe.
Yeah, she also hits me with that Lovecraft reference with the Necronomicon being so like Futaba's great, but
Yeah, it's the most
really,
Japan thing I ever saw in a video game.
yeah. I've seen enough Japanimation to know how this is gonna turn out. I didn't say hentai specifically, but we know. All
Are
right.
we back to the ente again?
The-
That's pretty funny. I don't like it, but it's funny.
um,
All right, so magician, in terms of things I want, we're gonna need a. Actually, you know what, Justin and Nick, are you joining us for Persona?
Most likely.
yeah, probably.
Is there? Let's go through that way. Let's try and see if we can weed out two more of these with you two idiots. Have you thought about any Arcana, like, or do you?
I'll play Just Stacy again and go Justice.
I'd be fine with that. I don't mind. You like Just AC a lot, and it
do.
might actually fit the setup because if you want to take my read on it, Just AC had an actual pretty solid personality for a Twitch streamer.
True.
So it would lead into kind of my characterization for this campaign being the social element of streaming. So if you want Justice, even if you don't go full Just AC, it's not a bad idea. Take a quick look through the that list that I sent you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
And if there's any characters that appeal to you especially, feel free to look through and see what they had.
I feel like it'd be really fun to do Chariot.
Chariot, which was what, Yusuke in 5. I don't know who else it was.
It was Ryuji in 5 and
Ryuji,
Chie in 4.
Ryuji. Shit, why did I say Yusuke?
And
Yusuke is the
three
painter.
and three it was the athlete. So
Maybe that's what I guess I'm mixing up a little bit, but no, I knew it was Ryuji. I just had his name fucked up. Yusuke
Well,
gets bonus
it's
points
because
from
there's Yosuke
five.
and Yusuke.
yep.
Yeah,
Because
And
Yosuke,
Yosuke is magician, Yusuke is emperor. So
yeah.
yeah. And again, we're not using Japanese names to give myself a GD break.
I think it's funny that Magician, like, the characters aren't usually very magic heavy that have Magician.
right.
Junpei definitely wasn't.
Isn't Morgana? Morgana was magic.
Morgana
right?
is a
Yeah.
little bit, but Yosuke's kind of like that half.
Half
sorta-
and half? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else we can kind of talk about. Doesn't have to be decided today, of course, because these are
course.
probably a bit more important. But Persona usually has a mascot character.
Oh shit.
True.
Okay.
That was
yeah.
our mascot character was probably going to be the one that told us to go to bed. So
He's right.
The mascot character will also need a Arcana. I'll leave another area for that for some notes for some possible pitches.
It's not Sob. Not Sob's our mascot character.
As much as I like not Sob, I almost feel
Go
like
to bed.
I feel like we almost have to lean into emotes more. I'll just put a quick emote related question mark. Not Sob question mark.
no,
It's just a big kappa.
Natsub would just sit there and be like, all right, take off all your clothes like I do, just free like the wind, and then just go to bed.
Mascot should be a bird, like Twitter.
Okay. Bird / social media icon. I don't hate that. Yeah, that's not bad.
You got what? A cat, a bear, bird. That works.
What there is a dog. There's a dog in 3, right?
3 has a dog. Yep. Except
it also has
that.
Aegis if you want to be really particular, but that's fine. Yeah. Bird might be the easiest pick, so I'm leaning into the bird idea. I think that's actually a pretty good one.
Hmm.
All right. Do any of these represent birds to me?
Bird.
Let's see. Morgana was magician. What are the other
Teddy was
ones?
already star.
Teddy
I don't want to
was-
repeat. What is moon? Is moon anything that I'm going to be sad selling out to? Psychically attuned figures, evil figures whose story involves treachery. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not moon.
Oh, Mishima.
What about like
Mishima, Shinjiro, the fat guy, I think was her
Mishima
name.
Yeah,
I hated Mishima.
Ayabihara.
All right, let's pick on.
Oh.
You know what? Sun had avian in what is this? Persona 1. Like that was the race card. Let's see. In light, fire-based attacks, typically mythological figures. Awesome. We're gonna do Sun is going to be mascot, which I'm leaning into mascot, bird, or maybe phoenix, or some sort of mythological flying creature. Cool. That works for me.
Can call
that
him
makes
Feeny.
sense.
Can you call him what?
Feeny.
Maybe. I don't like it.
Feeny.
I don't like it right now, but I'll
Yeah,
sit on
I
it.
mean, it was the first thing that came to mind. I'm sure there's much better.
What is this, Boy Meets World? Mr. Feeney.
Oh,
You know, another good one would be the Tower.
What do we have?
It's an allegory about pride preceding the fall. And if you're working in like the social media angle,
Yeah, and the mascot is more than a mascot. They are supposed to be tied to the other
Yep.
world as presented. Sorry, Sun is great. I'm going to switch it up to Tower. Yeah, it's great.
I was thinking of bird puns, but nothing really came to me.
I went with Sun originally because it's up high, but I liked how it said, but Tower makes a lot of sense.
also it's the worst card of the deck. It's an omen of doom and disaster. So I mean,
Well, I mean,
there you go.
death ain't great, but sure.
Yeah. Well, it says right here, it can be seen as the worst card of the deck, as it
all right.
rarely has a positive meaning.
I could see it now, like the mascot being in like battles, like be like all the enemies are down, like birds of a feather.
Oh, I hate it. That's exactly what you want.
All right. Yep, nailed it. Works for me. I'm sold. I wasn't gonna be, but I am now. All right, so Tower mascot. It is definitely a bird for all the bird puns, and I've got some story stuff I can pull from that. A once heroic figure.
Oh, it can be like a raven because ravens never forget anything.
I mean, they might just riff on ravens, but we got a couple of things we can do. Raven also gives that dark vibe a little bit too, which I like.
Yeah.
I think I'm good with bird. I like bird a lot, and I'll also work in some Twitter puns as well. It'll be great. Okay, back to you guys. You went chariot, Nick. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going with.
Sold. You're in for chariot. Justin, it's up to you, man.
I believe he said justice, maybe.
He was thinking about it, but Justin does this thing where he will regurgitate the first idea that comes to his head. He will think of 3 other ones. If one of those is better, he will own it, and then he'll go back to his first idea if they weren't better.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty much. That's exactly me. So that's probably my first go-to. But yeah, I'll probably.
I'll
think of some
tentatively
others.
hosey justice for you, but as we go down the line, as I go through some of the descriptions, if you feel like one of them appeals to you better, go
I
for
didn't read any of them, so I just looked at the characters that were assigned to that arcana. I was like, that seems like it'd be fun to play.
Well, you will also
So-
notice some are dead accurate and some are not. So
Mhm.
even for
Yeah, I
some-
opened up Chariot and I'm like, oh, that's not exactly them, but if that's what it
but then you get to like Hermit and it's Futaba. Yeah, okay, that's dead on.
right.
Actually,
Couldn't
I
be
figured
more
if
on the
Justin was
nose.
playing himself, it would be Hermit, but I guess that's fine.
I was gonna say, are we playing as characters who probably are streamers or into social media of some sort? Maybe like either. I don't know what your character you came up with, Jason, is, but do they have any sort of ties to media at all? Maybe.
Jason got that pitched pretty early because we've been talking about this for a long time now.
Mhm.
I don't think Jason had all the deets about the social media universe. We
No.
talked about it
Yeah.
at one point.
Well,
after.
well, so you said it's a librarian, right?
That works.
because
works.
that's like an older form of media,
Yeah.
which would
Yeah.
be kind of cool to tie into like
I
a
Yeah.
digital
actually
age.
don't hate that at all.
Writer
That's
books and stuff.
fair.
I was thinking like any sort of media would be kind of cool if we had things like either a musician or
So
I
Justin,
don't want to play an
what I was
artist
going to
again.
ask you was to own a media.
Yeah.
It can be
So,
music,
that
it
could be
can
pretty
be,
cool.
but the music, it wouldn't be musician, it would be Spotify. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But like I was going to ask if you guys could even adopt Twitter or something like that. Although I'll say your mascot probably adopts Twitter unless you guys decide you really want it.
I mean, that makes sense. Well, I was just thinking any type of personally made media that you would want to share out is the sort of thing that like I'm seeing from this. Like maybe the
Oh,
character
that's
is a
cool.
musician that is like struggling and on hard times because nobody's listening to their stuff or whatever. Not myself, which I mean also works.
Check out his new song
Please
up on
check out my
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. No.
SoundCloud.
This
Oh,
really
500
blew up
hits
here.
on SoundCloud.
Let me link my SoundCloud.
SoundCloud's the music one. That's what it is.
Yeah. But like if everybody was somebody that's trying to that could be kind of like a theme of like connecting with others and getting your thing out there because there's always that theme.
Oh God,
You know?
that means I got to be YouTube.
Well, that's
Yeah.
exactly, Justin, what I wanted you guys to do with your characters themselves is the reason why you're the team is kind of like how I'm trying to think how Five does it. Five, everyone has their thing that they do where it's if it's modeling for Anne or it's
Mhm.
track
Painting for
or
Yusuke.
exactly they have
Yep.
their thing. I want you guys all to have your thing, and relating it back to media is great. Now we don't have to go super hard into it, but you have to be affiliated with something. So the
Yeah.
library could be a number of things, or Jason's character could still have a lot
You
of
can speak up.
I'm trying not to interrupt. That's why I raised my hand.
Oh, interrupt all the way.
interrupt me. I'm straining really hard to talk, which means I can't look at you guys to see if you're looking to talk. Just interrupt me.
Okay. Well, basically, like during school days, like on my like off time, not like as like a job or anything, because you said we needed jobs. I basically like help out at the library, but like as like a student job, I work at like as like a daycare assistant. So
Okay, so PT job is library,
yeah,
and then you have school job, which is daycare. You said.
yes, I'm basically a very maternal, motherly figure who likes to read to children and all that.
All right,
So
and
I figure Chariot and YouTube go together perfectly because Chariot's described as like self-confidence and driven, and that's like every YouTuber in the book. Smash that like button. Feel free to subscribe.
Oh, God.
that works for me.
I think my character would be more music oriented because that just makes sense for me. So that's something I know about, so I can do it.
I am going to put SoundCloud, and I do want you to work that into your character creation when we get around to it.
Yeah.
Where you do every now and then drop your SoundCloud, because also if you'll remember, the reason why these characters get incorporated into the story is because they done fucked up their thing. Like they're not good at it right now because of reasons. Ryuji had that whole blowout with the teacher that caused him to be off the
The
team.
track star.
and
Yep.
split the track team up. And it was confidence issues for her mostly, I think. Hers kind of sucked. I'll be honest. I didn't really care for hers. Yusuke had this mental block of never being able to be anything about like where his teacher was. So you guys are gonna have some issue. And if SoundCloud, you're a struggling musician and you're always pitching your SoundCloud, that gets you pulled in a little bit with that theme.
So since our mascot is going to be a bird and Twitter's kind of like a thing, I just imagine the mascot being like what the fan site is in Persona 5.
Right.
Fan site? Okay. Twitter, the fan site. I like that. That's not a bad idea. And again, we can lean into things a little bit harder as Persona does when it goes on the nose with things. It like actively brings them in. So I'm cool with that. So making the mascot maybe more involved with the fan site is kind of fun.
Okay, so what was the music club in? Is it 3 that has a music club, or is it 4 that has a music club?
4 does have a music
4
club.
has a
Yes.
music
Who
club,
was
which I've
the?
never attended.
Yumi?
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what
It's
was
the
what was her
lolly
arcana?
character, right? Which is why I always go drama.
No,
No, she had the really short hair.
Yeah,
She
short
had
black
short
hair.
hair and like a blush.
If you did band,
It's a little weird looking.
band was the weird kind of lollyish.
So I did
Yeah,
music and I don't
character.
even remember it. Damn.
So what Arcana was that?
Sun.
That is
It was Sun.
Yep.
Oh, Sun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Yumi's I picked Yumi over Ayane, who was not my type at all.
Oh, I thought that
And,
was
uh,
drama.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't realize that was music. I thought that was the drama club.
Yumi was the one with the
Mother.
parent in the hospital.
Yeah.
It was really sad, and
The
it's like, you're
morbidly
breaking my
depressed
heart,
one.
Anakin. And I'm like,
Yeah, she was kind of rough. It was like her estranged father was dying or something.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I always picked Yumi because the other one was Lolly, so that's why
Yeah,
I cared.
not even a good one. Not that there are good ones, but that one was.
Nanako is pretty awesome. I mean, just as a character, I like
So
Nanako.
I don't
Nanako's
consider.
great.
Feel free to correct me if I'm just wrong.
Armax knows good lollies, don't you, Armax?
Oh, Armax does. Yeah, that's for sure.
I didn't consider Nanako Lolly. She was legitimately a child. However, the high schooler that is in the other club
I broke Jason, by the way.
is an inappropriate. Well, there you go. Armax, what did I just come back to? We're discussing your love of Lolly.
So
We're saying it right, by the way.
To be fair, Nick, it's not that hard to break me or make me laugh, so you know that.
We haven't gotten very far in these characters, but I've got you guys down, so that's good.
yeah, so I don't know if I would go Sun because that's other music oriented characters in the
I mean that's
Mythos
not,
did that.
but
Or
that's
if there's
the
something else that
only
works
one
better.
for that.
Star, I guess, could work.
Because in 5, the Sun card is Yoshida, who's the politician that you try to help out.
Yeah.
So that's not music at all.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm just saying there was a link there. I don't think it
mind
fits.
if you want to follow the link or
perfectly.
not. I would say go more for the character type.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
I believe in 3, Sun was the dying guy in the park. As
If
well,
his name is Akinari Kamiki.
Yeah.
He looks very dying. Yep.
Yeah.
He looks very tired.
His picture is him going.
Accurate representation.
All right. We've got you guys roughly placed. Magician's going to be our overconfident person. Can you guys think of an overconfident name? Is there a name you associate with overconfidence?
All Might.
Okay.
Well, that's not overconfident, I guess. He can
He's
actually
just
dish
the
out what.
right amount of confidence.
Right.
He knows.
He's perfectly
He's all
proportional
right.
to his
Yeah.
actual
Oh
ability.
my God! So it has to be Chad.
Oh, Chad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
got to be
Oh,
Chad.
I like where you're going with that. Let's think
Has
if we
to
can
be.
think of meme names for these themes. That's great.
Yep.
So Magician is absolutely Chad.
That make like
Karen's got to go somewhere.
Hermit would be the
God.
virgin.
Yeah. Well, isn't Karen always?
Karen's the.
Isn't she like the ignored wife? or
Don't tell
something?
me how to do my finances, Karen.
I guess we could go with Virgin for now. Although I feel like we're getting a little sexist there. But let's start with that. That's fine. Wait, is Virgin on here? I don't have Virgin on here.
What? No, I was saying as opposed to Chad.
Oh, the opposite. All right. So what would that be for Arcana? Okay, throw up. Oh God. What's Empress?
Empress is Margaret and Haru.
Mitsuru.
Usually important female figures. Many are queens and mother goddesses of some sort. Probably not Karen. Okay, let's keep looking. Maybe I could see Hermit maybe working. What's Hanged Man? Hanged Man might be good for that too. Persona's the Hanged Man, excelling in survivability.
I haven't seen all the other characters from 3 yet, but Mitsuru is up there.
Mitsuru.
Oh, Mitsuru is pretty great.
Yeah.
Is that the redhead?
Hanged Man.
Yeah, it's the redhead.
Ewa Daddy.
What?
I mean, my husbando in 5.
Oh,
My husband.
All right.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
You better not be pulling a prank.
I'm a sucker for the scruff, okay?
Yeah, he doesn't really fit either. I want someone that everyone's annoyed by, and none of these.
That's
You know what?
Mishima.
I'm thinking Moon too. I actually just got to Mishima when you said that.
Because
might do
even
Moon
I
for
in 4
Karen.
was just kind of like, ugh.
Evil. Yeah, you know what? Moon is Karen. Done. And they won't be exact representations of these memes. I'm using them for name purposes originally. And we may do some riffs on it where maybe you'll exasperatedly say Karen at one point. But again, the Chad mostly is going to be a lineup. We also could have gone with Leroy. I would have been okay with Leroy.
Leroy's pretty good too.
Maybe his
might-
name is Chad, but everybody calls him Leroy.
We could also maybe find another one. Like Sun might have been a good one for Leroy too, actually, now that I think of it. Because Sun was people like flying too high to the sun is kind of something you could say that the Leroy
Yeah.
meme does. Although it does supposedly refer to accomplishments.
I mean, he still had chicken.
You know what? I'm going to tentatively put Sun as Leroy. I'll do last names with a random name generator. I really do not care about. I got you, Shadow. Get off me. Sorry, Jason. I
It's
saw
fine.
I also saw you fixing your jobs. Thank you for that.
Yep.
All right. Now with the meme idea, which that actually really helps generate things. Thank you, Nick. That was a really good push. Priestess. I know what that was. What Yukiko and
Fuka and Makoto.
Yeah, Makoto.
Yeah, Makoto.
I don't actually have the list open, so I'm trying to remember
It's
based off
Fuka,
my memory.
Makoto, and Yukiko.
I know the ones I enjoyed, and they stood out to me, like Receiving Lovers. Don't need any help there.
God, don't gotta tell me twice.
Don't gotta tell me twice. All right, so Priestess is usually healing and support, or witches. Is there a witch meme we can pick on? I'm definitely going with someone who's a Wiccan. We'll definitely go with that. So
Let me ask Jen.
We could just do Jen.
I don't think she'd like that.
All right, let's see. Is there?
Not that I can think of. That nothing that screams like, oh, which meme? Yeah, okay, this one.
Or healer meme, or
well, it's not a safe
witches.
for work one. The current healer meme meta is heal sluts.
I won't be using. Well, all right. I could maybe use that to use as like a character direction where I have a slightly sluttier character.
Armax, he's not wrong.
I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Is there a name I can attach to that?
Sabrina.
Done. Sold. There you go. That is wicked on the nose, but I like it. I'm going to tentatively put in quotations, Nick said, those sluts. Because I don't want anything to do with that.
Oh, man. Why do I always have to come up with the things for, like, the female characters? It looks so bad on my character.
So we said Empress was basically, like higher up female figures, like queens and such.
You're going to say Hillary?
I was going to say, like, Elizabeth, Louise, that sort of thing.
You know what? I like Elizabeth. That's classic.
It is very classy.
Yep. And it doesn't really pigeonhole me at all. I like it. Done. Sold. In terms of like characterization for an empress, let's see. In your particular setting, I'm trying to think of what that would be in a streamer or social media factor.
Yeah.
The chat is easy. Chat is going to be kind of a jerk streamer. Easy enough. I don't need to work on that too hard.
I mean, I guess it would be like the Jessica Negri, right?
Could be.
She does have like a solid like lock on that market. She really doesn't need to work
like
hard.
she is the queen of like cosplay.
Cosplay queen. I like it.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, yeah, that works.
That's it.
I was gonna
Cosplay
say
queen.
either that or the Emperor could be like a mod.
Nice.
It could be a mod of some sort.
Sold. That also works for me.
Reddit mod.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put Reddit mod for now. Again, I think we'll move away from the actual social medias unless majority vote. You guys
or forum mod.
Spread it.
To be.
Forum mod is good. Forum mod safe. Reddit is a particular beast, and maybe that's
don't want to anger them. Oh, that means somebody's got to be the 4chan character.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. We do need a 4chan character, don't we?
That's gonna be
the
Devil.
Devil. Yeah, I was
Yep.
thinking that too.
That's strictly 4chan poster.
Yep.
4chan poster. I like that. What's a mod name? Who's a mod in ours? Is Steve? Do we want
Steve's
to
a
go
mod,
Steve?
yeah. Steve's a mod.
Well, Leviathan.
I don't know if I want to keep riffing on Steve so much because I don't know how much of a douche I'm making this person, and I already made him kind of a milk with toast with Stivithan.
Excuse me, I made Stephathan a lot of fun.
You did, and I will say that I have used a lot of your elements in actual characterizations later, but originally he was just there to
Oh, yeah.
facilitate Rye fluffing. Um, I kind of like Emperor Steve though. I'm going with it. Too late. Steve's on there. It'll tentative. We can change it later. Forum mod. I'm not bad with it. All right. Lovers. I mean, I think we kind of go to like the ASMR streamers.
Yeah, titty streamers.
I'm not sure I'm going to go with titty
Well, I
streamers.
mean-
Not quite a direct call out. It's
But
not
like,
always good to.
maybe
know.
They could, you know what? It could be
Lovers are usually not hated.
they could just
a good call. Let me
They
actually
could be
take
like
step back. That's a good
a
call.
Pornhub amateur.
I
I mean, that's
this.
hitting a little bit on the nose there.
I am not role.
Whoa, bro! What are you doing?
No.
I mean,
Hard no.
Vetoed.
You're right. Anne and Reese wouldn't make sense to do like someone. ASMR streamers are a little looked down on, right? So probably not the best way to go. For the record, I don't care. You do what you want. I'm happy for you if ASMR is working for you, and especially if it's making you money.
Well, I wouldn't say ASMR in general is looked down upon, but the specific titty streamer example is.
Okay.
So ASMR could work for this particular.
Yeah,
I could
it
also
gives them
see
something to
Lovers as like
Because Lovers is also loosely tied with good feeling, and ASMR is all about giving people, that tingly feeling.
And it is outward expression too, because the ASMR, to my understanding, does nothing for the ASMR person. So
Right.
there's a bit of self-sacrifice, which you got with Antakami's modeling and Rise's idling, I guess.
Yeah.
so.
There's
Hear me
also
out.
there's also Yukari. So
I'll go with Ace. I don't know. Again, I never made it very far into 3, mostly because the time constraint felt way more restrictive, and then I never could commit to FE3 or not,
fair enough.
or F3P. What the hell am I trying to say?
FES.
FES is the one I wanted, but then I also wanted to do the slightly more updated one where you could control your party members, which is the
Yeah.
portable version. So they just basically need to do another version of
Has
FE3
all
and I'll
of it.
play it.
So hear me out. What if you did the cosplayer as Lovers instead, and then
Okay.
the Empress as like a sort of Felicia Day sort of character?
Like,
Because everybody loves Felicia Day.
She does hit a lot of nerd culture.
Yeah.
We're not England hard for nerd culture, but she also does have a presence
Very strong
online.
internet presence.
I'll put Nerd Queen. That's fine. So Lovers will do cosplayer, and I'll just leave it at that. And then Nerd Queen will take over Empress. I'm okay with that. Oh, sorry, I did just said Empress again. Nerd Queen. I like it. I think we can work with that. And Nerd Queen can evolve into maybe something more
Whatever.
particular as well.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to go with that. I was just making a possible suggestion.
No, I like it. For a cosplayer name, I don't want to be on the nose for this one. I want to go for something a little weird. Because persona or cosplayers will sometimes go by like an identity more so than their person name.
Yeah.
Jessica Nigiri is an example of someone who goes by their name, but there's plenty
Most
of
of
other.
them are like so and so cosplay.
And I'm comfortable with like this person being all cosplay all the time and kind of build up that persona.
Ah.
Yeah, no pun. What would be a decent one for that?
Well, Nick's very familiar with cosplayers.
This is more Nick's jam than mine.
So are we looking for like that blankety blank cosplay name, or are we looking?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, for the absolute record, this does not need to be a woman. I'm comfortable with the gender being
Yep.
open, which is actually my main motivation for moving it off of Empress, because cosplay dudes exist.
I was actually
not as
thinking the
prevalent,
same.
but they totally exist.
I was thinking the same actually.
Yeah, we
so.
can circle around to that one
Okay.
because that's more of kind of like a personal preference, or like kind of like your band name, if you will.
Your brand too. I guess that's a better way to look at it. And also, we don't know anything about the character yet. I'm just going for kind of general overviews. We'll hold off on that. That's fine.
Right.
Now we get to Hermit, and I'm thinking
Hermit was
can't.
one I was kind of thinking of as mine.
Do you want me to
It
save it as a Justin
Could
backup?
be. We could just continue on with them. I'm just saying that might be one that I might go for. Not sure.
I'm okay with it.
I've got
I
I've
will
got
say,
Hermit in mind. I've got Fortune in mind, and yeah, I think that's about it. Maybe Star. I don't know.
so are you off of Justice then?
Yeah, I think I'm
Justice.
off of Justice.
I'm going to put you to Hermit tentatively for now because that's going to be the
Okay.
biggest pain he has to figure out right now. Only because Futaba already did what we're doing. She's got the connected to the online all the time.
That's true.
Hikikomori is
Hikikomori, yeah.
exactly what I would pitch for that, and I'm not going to do it again. So
Yep.
I'm comfortable leaving that. So for Justice, what is Justice? I know that's a little bit more of the aggressive size. Light-based affinities, orders of angels, Justice Order. Every persona of the Justice Arcana in the hands of the player is an
my God.
angel.
I got the best one for Fortune.
What is?
It's a
What is it?
tabletop player.
Yeah, all right. That works.
You mean like a miniatures gamer?
No, he means like a
Or
board gamer, I
Roll
think, right?
D20s.
Oh,
or-
Oh,
okay.
okay. I was
Uh,
thinking like Warhammer. Like you got a lot of money to.
Well,
put into
the
that, huh?
description was portrayed by the Wheel of Fortune symbolizes fate, luck, fortune, and opportunity.
Okay.
That's tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
I'll put D&D for now. I'm okay with that.
Or gotcha gaming.
Gotcha works, but I don't think it has the same social media aspect. And also,
Then
I'd almost
it
put
can be
Gotcha on
Matthew.
something like Hanged Man, because Gotcha is almost like an addiction more than anything else.
Well, I mean, they could just be addicted to gotcha games.
Also works. I'm okay with D&D for Fortune right now, but if we find a better spot for it, I'm cool with it. But D&D is so popular in the meta we're kind of defining right now that I think that's a great pick. Name. I'll try and stick away from obvious names.
I said Matthew.
Yeah, I won't go for Matthew. We could be on the nose with Justice and have the character named Angel.
I mean, it works.
Does
name.
work, yeah.
And it does pay a bit of a unintended nod to Angel, our viewer.
Yeah.
Could name them Justin.
Just Stacy.
Justin might be a little on the nose. I'm
Really?
gonna go with Angel for now, which is
Yeah.
like even more on the nose. And for social media, someone who oversees. I know we did forum mod already, but someone who kind of oversees things. Also, for the
Yelp.
record, in
Reporter?
SMT, angels are dicks all the time.
Reporter.
Oh no, Judgment would be like Yelp or something.
Oh, I like that. Where's Judgment? Have we done that yet?
No.
Nope.
Where is
Towards the
Judgment?
bottom. Third
Toward
from
the bottom, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that being Yelper or something. Yeah, I like that a lot. Again, Yelper can be expanded. Maybe it's more like colleges have periodically had people roll out rate our students kind of thing or rate my professor, but
The
like
secret choppers.
personal Yelp kind of things like that. I think
could be a reviewer.
Yelper is a good reviewer's good. I'll put Yelper/reviewer, something like that.
Critic.
Maybe they have like their own blog that they're trying to get out there, and
Well, I'll be honest, this already inspired me for a really shitty character, and I like shitty characters because it lets me interact with you in mean ways. This is going to be a dude who literally goes around and rates people on school in either like a notebook style thing, which back in the day would have been a hit list. In this version, it'll be more so of putting people on blast, and they'll have a personal blog where they do that maybe. It'll be the socially awkward person who blasts everyone, but maybe through the blog gains popularity if you help them. Because
maybe starts
having
talking about the nice things about people.
well,
instead
exactly.
of the
There's
bad
a
things,
transitive
yeah.
property there where we
There you
could
go.
really make that sing. I already have that character done, already designed. In fact, their name I'm coming to. It's gonna begin with a J, and I'm not sure
Greg.
why. Oh, geez.
Oh no, good guy, Greg. You can't do that.
George with a J.
George. Oh my god.
George with a J. God, that's annoying. I like
Why
it.
don't you spell your name right?
In fact,
God
he
damn
might
it,
even.
I hate you.
Now, is
You
that
get a
spelled?
0.
He might even call himself
George.
George with a J. Yeah, in fact, that is his name. He goes by George with a J.
And then people are like, you mean like Jorge? No,
But
George
no.
with a J.
Well, originally I was about to say like Jorge, but I was like, no, he means what he means, and it's not giving me any autocorrect errors. So.
Oddly enough, the J is like in the middle of the name too. Not even at the beginning.
So it's GEORJE.
Yeah.
I'm not super comfortable with that, but I will put it in a parenthetical. This bothers me a lot. Jesus, that's clearly Georgie. That's not a. Why isn't it
Like
autocorrect?
Gioji.
Why isn't it
Gioji's back.
autocorrecting me? Why is that not wrong?
You never know how people spell names these days, Dustin.
I'm googling it because I need to know. Is the name of George helping or hurting you? Well, it's hurting me right now, Google. There are people with this name. I'm upset. Although they all look to be possibly of some sort of Spanish or Hispanic descent, so maybe it's a thing culturally that I don't get.
It's Jorge.
Jorge. Well, we'll do George with a J, and I'll figure out later how annoyed I am by where that is placed. Right now, it's a lot annoyed. All right. I'm doubling back to justice. I want someone who kind of oversees things and makes decisions unilaterally. Someone who makes decisions without reviewing with anyone else. What about there's some chaff about some Wikipedia editors doing that a little bit lately. I don't know how we work that into an interesting character though.
Just
Oh,
sounds like a boss or a manager of some sort.
Yeah.
could be. Oh, you know what? We can take this outside of the class as well. So boss or manager is good.
Principal.
Principal, yeah.
Principal Angel.
Dean, I
Oh, you know
guess, because
what?
it's a
And
college.
he's
Are
got
we,
he's
we
got
were
a
doing.
dogmatic
Wait.
view on social media, and he's all against it. Yeah,
Were we doing
done.
high school or
There's no
college?
social media in my school.
I was originally doing high school.
Okay. I just, for some reason, I had it in my head like, oh, we're aging this up to college, probably. No.
We could.
I feel like the dynamic is going to be mostly the same. It's just the some of the themes we might be dealing with would be a
True.
few years later.
I'm comfortable picking on high school for now, and as I work out the story, if I feel college fits better, I'll come back at you. I know we're already making the superhero thing high school, so
Yeah.
I have motivation to make it college. Also, I know way more about college, being that I've made
I
it
would
my
hope so.
career. So maybe, but I feel like for now I'm cool with the high school for our tentative, and if it shifts, we'll switch it up. But high school is intrinsic to Persona, at least after 3. So I'll stick with it. I don't think 1 and 2 were out of school at all. So
They
I
were.
never played Persona 1 and 2, so I don't know
Yeah,
for
they were
sure.
at school.
Persona
They're
1
high
and 2 were
school.
at schools?
Yeah, high
Really?
school characters. Yeah.
God, they do some fucked up shit in those games.
Yeah.
At one point, isn't Hitler the final boss?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
That's Japan. Let's see. I mean, he was the final boss in real life at one point too.
That's funny. Oh, that's true. Oh, that's really messed up. But yeah, that's a really fucked up thing you just said, but it's really funny. That's gonna stick with me. Thank you, Justin.
Ooh.
Thank you for that. That's not going
He was the
anywhere.
final boss of World War II.
Well, that's the weird part is he really wasn't because there was a secret hidden boss of Japan,
That's true.
and you had to use elite strats with Riku to kill it. That being how I actually cheese my way through Final Fantasy X. Riku stealing shit and then combining it, which does max damage or whatever. No one cheesed their way through Final Fantasy X. Come on, help me out here. What's it called?
Mix?
Combine or
Well, it was
mix?
mixed, but I
Mix,
forget
yeah.
what the items you mixed were. There's
Oh.
2 items you mixed, or it was 1, I don't remember, but it basically did max damage.
I mean, Waka still does the most damage, so
Max damage without break.
overdrive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
So like 999.
Because you can. Well, but Riku's overdrive is mix, so
Yeah, but she just did like a straight up. You couldn't go over the 9s, I guess. Right? What was it? There was a cheese strat that I totally used. Riku mix max damage. Fuck you guys. This is so.
Oh, are you trying to figure out how you make characters do 9999?
So it was more so Riku specifically had a mix that I basically just abused. There's a simple one that takes 999 multiple mix. Where is it? There's best overdrives.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that one.
Oh, so it's just mix. You just had to mix certain items. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's all.
Yeah.
It mixes her overdrive. Otherwise, she can use and she can steal, but
You stole an item for one of the Ultima weapons, and then you just continuously dropped mix on them, and it was super easy because you didn't need to do anything difficult for it. All right, I'm getting dizzy from talking. I'm gonna slow that down. I never did figure out principal and also hates social media.
That works.
All right.
No
So
phones in school, obviously.
I don't know
Or
if you
yeah.
guys have played any other Shin Megami Tensei games. I love the series. Persona is just an offshoot of the series to me. And I'll be honest, Persona does a lot of things I love. I actually like some of the other games better. Yeah, well, I actually just if you're on the SMT Reddit, I'm now a hero, but that's fine because they're kind of bitter about how Persona is the popular one.
now,
Um,
what
How are
happened
you
to
a
the
hero?
game that they announced at the launch of the Switch for
Right?
That is
SMT?
also what the Reddit only talks about is SMT5, which they have studiously not mentioned since.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because I was gonna pick that one up, and then they're just like, "Yep,
yeah,
never again."
I'm looking forward to it. But in a lot of the games, angels are dogmatic enemies that help you maybe at the beginning, but are always against you at the end.
Angels are always jerks.
You often have to punch God in the face. So having this be the principle works for me, and maybe turning him around is cool. But if you never turn him around, that also fits for me. Maybe you just make him more lenient as opposed to better. All right, so now for the Arcana strength. Strength? Strength in social media. The person who's not on Facebook?
I was gonna say the person in charge of like the the sports meetings and such.
Sports meetings. How do you rock that into social media?
Good question.
Oh, maybe do fantasy football on the side or something?
Yeah,
For
A
fantasy sports?
caster or
there you
something.
go.
So we'll do name, we'll do athlete, and then for media, we're looking at maybe just something where fantasy sports.
Either that or like fitness tracking.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could go for that. Obsessive fitness tracking. I'll put that as an
Ooh,
option
yeah,
as
that
well.
works.
That actually designs a character without me having to think about it. So I do lean into that a little bit. Um, but I'll play with it. I'm good with either of those for now.
It could be both.
It could also be both. There's no reason why it can't be. In
Yep.
fact, many characters have way more involved stories than you'd expect at the surface. Question: who's going to be the pro gamer?
I was just saying that either like a
Probably
caster or
Star.
something, esports caster.
Yeah, star, pro gamer, done.
Yeah.
Like it.
I mean, Hifumi is the shogi player.
That's true.
I'm still okay with this because this is more someone who gets kind of lauded for doing something that we were made fun of as children. I can now obsessively play StarCraft and make money and be a hero. Where if I did StarCraft, like StarCraft 2, if I did StarCraft 1 back in the day, I was basically a hikikomori. So I'm actually pretty cool with that being something we kind of develop. They're also probably going to be full of themselves. They'll be the jock of this
Do
universe.
you know what rank I am in League?
Do you even know?
What did we want Karen to be?
Armax, you ever get up to platinum?
You know what? Karen's no social media. Done. Armax, did you get to platinum? I don't know what that means. I should probably have Twitch chat up so I can see if he's actually responded to you guys.
I was gonna say we could do
Silver.
like if we could somehow get the Spike or the like those character types
Spike?
like from
Like from Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of my realm of expertise.
So you got a variation of people who are you know what? Let's maybe make that a club.
Yeah.
Let's change one of these to a club, and within them we'll have Spikes, Timmys. That's great. I like that a lot.
So
all right.
Spike like a personified person.
So Spike is someone who throws money at the game to win. They play to win, and they.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Well, actually, I guess they don't necessarily throw money, but it's part of what they have to do to win. Is that they only play to win, and they do.
Yeah, they're a
Whatever
power
it
gamer.
takes to win.
Cards to do that.
Spike
Gotcha.
is basically a
That's
power gamer.
Yeah, thank you. Power gamer is a better way to say that. Then you get your Timmys who just like a lot of monsters, right? I think that's the Timmy aspect. They just like flooding the field. Then you have
So it's like in the Smash Bros community where it's like no Johns, and John is the guy who
I was
always
just gonna
complains about
say.
everything.
I was just gonna say we should have a character that complains about everything and call them John.
what of these arcana would be best for that team?
Timmy,
So I
Johnny, and
feel like
Spike.
that also kind of matches up with Moon.
Moon. I
Yeah,
can also see Hanged Man maybe too, because these people are still in some ways ostracized depending on who you're talking to. Like Magic the Gathering, while it's huge, in like actual talking to people in the real world, they're not a big fan. Let me
That's
see
what it is.
it says. That's what
Timmy
is.
is actually the power gamer.
Oh, what's Spike?
Spike is the one that's going to use whatever the best meta is and
Oh,
try.
right.
They are the very most competitive player, but they try to win using whatever the meta is, whatever they need to do to get the win.
I'm whatever the
Whereas-
one that builds Jank is. I can't remember what that
yeah,
one was.
Johnny, is that Johnny?
It might be Johnny.
Creative self-expression.
So Hanged Man find themselves in transition. They're typically mythological figures. Sometimes they're martyrs. I'm actually going to do Hanged Man as our club. Hanged Man, and it's going to be our card game club. And within that, we're going to have some additional points. Spike can literally be a person's name, and that'll be play to win. Then we have, you said Timmy was the power gamer.
Yep. So
Power
let's see. Let
gamer.
me read it.
You said John was a complainer. I know that's going now Smash, but I'm okay with that too.
yeah, it's just another archetype of people in communities.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. It's the one where it's you want to use the big stuff.
Who uses the big stuff? Magic player archetypes. Justin's not giving me enough information fast enough.
Nope.
I'm reading, that's why, and I read
There's
slow.
3 main ones, which is Timmy, Johnny, and Spike, but there's
Yeah.
more than that too. So that's like a small list.
Yeah, so they call him the power gamer. Timmy likes to win big. He doesn't want to eke out a last-minute victory. Timmy wants to smash his opponents. He likes cards to be impressive, and he enjoys playing big creatures and big spells.
And I would probably consider myself a Timmy more than anything. I don't want the death by
same.
1,000 cuts. I don't like aristocrats decks. I want to do overrun you with monsters, dragons. Fucking love dragons. Let's do this.
I like combo decks.
Combo
Me
decks
too.
is good. That's Johnny. That's
Creature
Johnny.
combos. Creature combos are my thing. Creature combos.
I'm gonna put. We'll have Johnny and John, which will be funny, because it's a common name and it happens. And then Johnny is combos. He'll be a convoluted character. I'm cool with that 4. I don't need to go past that, but I know there's more than just that.
There are other
Aesthetic
tertiary ones.
profiles,
Yeah.
right? Mel is the mechanic player, which is something I also associate with. Vorthos is probably way more me because I love flavor more than anything else. But those aren't names I could really use. Excuse me. As I blow my nose onto my microphone. All right, Hangman's good. Thank you for the idea of a club. I think that's great. And I think using them as like a sort of, I'll pitch these ones as antisocial. I am not saying Magic the Gathering players are universally antisocial, but I'll use that for this one because that's a
In fact,
good.
they're more social because they play with other people.
That's true. If anything, a lot of the social media aspect we're doing is like a weird reverse.
Is there going to be that one guy that was banned from the club for taking pictures from behind people? And doing
the ass crack guy? Yeah.
Yeah, the ass cracks.
Maybe that's John. John was the complainers. Ass crack pictures. I love that. I hate it, but I also love it. All right, now we're on to some serious stuff. Death. Death in the Persona games has always been a character I never associate with.
Outside of the doctor.
Oh, the doctor was Death? Oh,
Yep.
who was
It was
is the doctor or the nurse also Death in Persona 4?
The old lady.
Yeah.
Oh.
The dying old lady.
She's
Oh,
like,
never
oh,
mind.
I'm super old.
I'm not thinking of the right character. Oh, wait, but you get to that character through a weird way, though, right?
Yeah.
Who do you have to go through to get to Death?
The nurse.
The nurse I never connected with. She bothered, but she's Devil, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Death is not the character I was thinking of. Devil's the one I've never connected with. Who's Devil in 5?
Devil in 5 is
Ichiko Oya.
Oh, so the paparazzi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like her either. Yeah, I've never connected with their Death personas, so I'm a little. I'll bow out to this one. What do you guys think?
No, so that was Devil.
Sorry, what we already have Devil picked, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4chan poster.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is
So
nobody would connect with a 4chan poster, so that's perfect.
I think it's great. I think that we couldn't have done better. And for a name, I'm gonna look if there's a meme 4chan name. 4chan poster name. I don't associate with 4chan enough. 4chan, know your meme. What do we got for me? Help me out here. How about Chan?
Well,
A little too on the nose.
Yeah, a bit.
But
Okay,
death is metamorphosis and deep change, though. It's not just death or bad things.
right.
It's actually,
I mean,
if you actually get your tarot cards read, it's actually a very good one to come across.
Yeah, it's a great
like,
card. Like,
yeah.
it's like, oh, it's no, I'm gonna die. It's no,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
this is a good
no,
card.
things are gonna change.
yeah, change in metamorphosis definitely reminds me of Three's character, which was the boy Pharaohs. The boy.
Yeah, I looked at his picture and I didn't know what to think based on the portrait alone. It
Jen
wasn't
yells
like the,
from over there. It's transformation.
so maybe
Jen
it's
can
like
hear
the school
everything.
guidance counselor.
Oh, I like that. I don't
Ooh,
think we've had a
yeah.
guidance counselor in Persona. That's great. Where is that? Death name. Guidance counselor.
Couch to
But
5K or whatever.
what is their weird secret social media passion? Are they a gamer? Are they something else?
Couch to 4K, whatever it is. Couch to
Do they
5K.
play Fortnite? Oh, couch to 4K. I'm okay with that, but I want to
they're
go
changing themselves.
more social media. And in Fortnite, they become someone else
maybe they're on like the dark web, whatever that might be
On the
loosely.
dark web.
as the guidance counselor,
Yeah.
Nicholas. Oof.
The dark web.
Okay, yeah, they're addicted to the dark web. Cool, I'm with that.
Oh, did Nick just make a Letterkenny reference that he didn't
Without
even know?
knowing it, yeah.
The dark
Did
web.
I?
Also, I have
Oh.
the name for the 4chan poster. It's Martin.
Armax
There-
gets it.
Apparently, Martin Shkreli had once posted
Oh,
a
fuck
tweet
that guy.
about wanting to become the on the board of directors of 4chan. Martin is now our 4chan person.
Yeah, I hate that guy. He's perfect.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
he
Yeah.
writes his own shit. Are
Not
we-
a good guy.
Did we just finish?
Nope, we have one more temperance.
Oh, temperance.
I did,
literally
but
next
I
to
don't know
it.
about you.
Awful. I hate that. I don't like
Gross.
that. I wish that wasn't in my head, but it won't leave.
So
now.
temperance is Kawakami.
I love
and,
Kawakami. She's great.
Minami
I
from
connect with her spiritually.
Persona 4.
Now, in terms of some more details on temperance, balance and moderation, which does not fit Kawakami at all. Well,
You
no,
would
it's not
like
true.
you would like
She-
Kawakami.
She's selfless, but she does really inappropriate things. So I guess there is moderation or more of a balance than
I
moderation.
mean, she's trying to. Well, I think it goes further with Kawakami because she's trying to balance her time as a school teacher and
Right.
then her maid life outside of school to like make sure her life is okay.
And then as a
Right.
personality, she balances what can she get away with? What does she have to do? No, that's
Right.
her. She's a very balanced character. I'm glad we've had Shadow here for the. Or sorry, Jason. I'm so used to calling you Shadow
okay.
that it's in the head. I'm glad we have Jason here to pick on because I don't know the three characters at all enough, and having you know the characters is really nice.
Yeah, especially because it's a perspective that the three of us don't have. So for you to have that, just like more info to chime in about.
Jason has
Yeah.
I played like half of 3.
Yeah, but
Well,
you didn't beat
in-
it.
Well, I
In-
didn't beat it, no, but I played a
in-
lot of it.
In 3, there for temperance, it was the French exchange student who
Mhm.
was the head of the sewing club. So
Andre Laurent Jean
I had
Giraud.
not met him.
yes, he was French. So
With a name like that, I would hope so.
he was obsessed with trying to like pay for his schooling, and he wanted to make a kimono for his aunt, basically. But
very strange
later
one.
on, he finds
Weird.
out. I think he finds out his aunt passes away.
Oh,
So-
now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Spoilers, Jason. Damn, that's gonna hurt my feelings. Oh God, my throat.
You sounded real good for like a good couple of minutes, Dustin. Then right there, just like
Yeah.
Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done.
I felt something break. Oh God. Okay, hold on. Temperance.
Take a minute.
I don't hate the idea of not transfer student, but maybe new student. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
going to have any of you guys be the new student because again, you're not the wild card.
Mhm.
So I
and
kinda
that's
like-
usually the wild card.
yeah, and still might be, but you are going to figure that out through the time as they. So for this one, I'm cool with this one being a new student to the school. We'll call it transfer student for now. Name transfer student. What's your favorite Japanese name? Let's make it a Japanese student. They're studying abroad. They're planning to go to Harvard. I'm going to make them very studious. No, that's racist. Let's not do that. I'm not going to make a studious Asian. But I do want to do a reference to Persona is a Japanese game, came from Japan, all these things.
We could
So
make it you to shout out to Persona 4.
Persona 4, the main
Mm.
character's name is canonically you. That's okay. I don't know if I want to be that on the
That on the
nose
nose, yeah.
because it's used. Although then again, there's only so many names. But is there like, what's the Japanese Joe? What's the common Japanese name?
Oh, there's one that comes up a lot,
Let me do a
but
quick.
and it's usually like in that context too. They say it a lot in Gintama, but I can't think of what it is.
Let's see. To list a few popular boys' names, if we're going with male, of course. There's Haruto, Yuto, Sota, Yuki, Hayato, Haruki, Ryusei, and Koki.
I've never.
Oh,
Ooh, I could do
what
girl and do
about
May.
what about Fooly Cooly? Doesn't she call him Taro? Like, oh, you look like a Taro.
I've never seen Fully Cooley. I tried watching an episode and I didn't make it 2 seconds in. Not because I had an issue with the show. I felt
Don't you know? My name's Sakamoto.
I'm not gonna
Sakamoto's
do
Sakamoto?
Sakamoto.
Oh, there he is.
Do they
Right
not
there.
have
You can
a
kinda see
Joe
him.
though? Most cultures have like a name that's
Jojo.
super common. Oh
Jojo.
no.
Jotaro.
I'm so tempted. But then I'd have to commit to actually watching more JoJo.
It's,
All
we
right.
already have a Jonathan, so
I feel
Jason.
like there's just a name that once we hear, it's like, oh yeah, that we've heard that one the most.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just trying to think of what so Joe is a very common US name. What do other cultures have? Let's see if Google can help me out with my very detailed search. The most popular baby names in countries. Well, baby names aren't what I want because that's modern. And I don't want modern. I want, or I should say, modern
Like our
like
era.
I want what our era would have been. So let's do
Oh,
popular Japanese name
Hiro.
in
Hiro.
Yep.
sold. Done. That's it. Thank you. That's the one. And that was going to be
Temperance.
no. Where is Temperance? Why did I lose it?
Yeah.
I moved away.
Temperance.
There we go.
Name,
Transfer student.
student. Yeah.
Hero. Fucking love Hero and Heroes. I wish
Yep.
that shit was
Well,
better.
that's what made me think of it. Like, I know there's something.
Rin is
What
also
is it?
very, very common.
Oh.
See Rin
know what?
all over the place in anime.
Brother sister combo. Hero and Rin. They came over together.
I like
Transfer
that better
student.
than just a
Mm.
single transfer student.
Well, I need
Uh,
more female characters, but I don't
Balance.
portray females
them.
well. Oh, nice. Good call, Justin.
But is Rin and Albed merchants?
He actually sets up the entire plot for Final Fantasy VII.
We try hard enough,
Knew it.
maybe. And in terms of their social media, we could find something really Japanese if we wanted. I know Asian cultures have the eating on stream thing, which isn't really a thing in America. That might be an interesting one to pick on.
Nico Nico Doga.
I don't know what that
Never-
is.
I think that's just like a streaming, not streaming, but like a video service. Pixiv, they could
Oh,
be into
bless you.
Pixiv.
Oh, Pixiv. I wish Pixiv was more accessible to the US people
Yeah,
because there's a lot
same.
of great art on there, but I
There
get
is.
so lost. And even with translators, it doesn't come out very well. All right. I'm pretty good with this. We're missing a couple names.
What
so
if they're really into rhythm games?
But that kind of goes with the pro gamer, though, right?
Well, that's true, I guess. Well, I mean, you don't have to be pro.
They could be the stereotypical.
My
anime
character will be
manga.
into rhythm games. How about that? I'm just gonna play myself.
I don't hate that they love anime. I might actually just make them the Japanese culture riffs. If we are missing any, I might just wrap them all into there, which again might be playing the race card a little too hard, but I'm trying to play homage to Persona as a Japanese franchise.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to get away with it, or I'll take the blame myself. All right.
I
So for
didn't do it.
lovers, I want to name. Do we want to do a dude cosplayer to switch it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Why
Okay.
not?
And I know we talked about doing a brand.
Arbitrary nerd cosplay.
Yeah. You know what though?
It's not bad.
Arby's a name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We have the meats.
Oh God.
He has the meats.
Arby And I'll put in parenthetical the arbitrary if we really want to commit to that. I do not. But I'll put it in there, and he'll be our cosplayer. I like that. I'm okay with that. And then we've got Fortune, which is a D&D'er. I also want a female D&D'er. I think gamer girls on that front need a lot more respect. And I think that there's a lot already out there. And that ties in with our nerd queen a little bit too with a Felicia Riff. So a name for this one. What's a female version of Matt?
Matt?
Yeah. Matt Mercer is what I'm riffing off of. Does it have one?
Madeline, maybe?
Female
sounds
Pretty
Matthew.
close. It's closer than what I can think of. But
Yeah.
I don't really.
Maddie?
Yeah, I don't really.
Matilda.
Yeah, Matilda. Yeah, Matilda. There you go.
And they call her Maddie. Yeah, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
Matilda Maddie. I like that. Thank you. And that one was D&D here, so that is going to be
Matilda, Maddie, Madeline.
Matilda, Maddie, Mad Dog French. Matilda, Maddie.
Mad
I'm gonna give her.
Doge.
We're gonna do an alliteration name here. Her last name is Marigold. That's the first character of the last name, Matilda Marigold. For strength, we've got the athlete who might be an obsessive fitness person. What's any of you guys watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
What's the dude's name who's obsessed with staying super thin and healthy? He comes in with Ben in like the second season.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I don't know what his name is in the actual.
If
I
you're
can't remember the
no,
actor's
the
name, but I really
equivalent, it'd
like
be
him.
Mac.
Too. Oh, Mac is not bad either. I might double back to Mac because I do like him. Hold on, I'm gonna see if this character name is any better. It's not you. It's
because
not.
it's Rob Lowe.
Yeah, Rob Lowe's
that.
character. I do like Rob Lowe.
Chris Traeger is his name.
Chris isn't good enough, and that riffs on Chris too much.
Mac seems
Yeah.
a bit more, unique.
I'm good with Mac. I like Mac. He might call himself the Mac Daddy sometimes.
Oh god,
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if I like that after I wrote it, but that might happen.
Well, it should now because you said it.
And then Death. We
Lil
need a name
Mac.
for the guidance
Yeah.
counselor. Let's see.
It could just be Guy, Guy.
Guy, the guidance counselor.
All I can think of is the guidance counselor from Bob's Burgers.
I don't know if I want to rip too much. Well, who's that? What's that name?
What is his name? I can't remember. You know what? It's weird. I can never remember character names from things. It's like, oh, that guy.
I'm okay with Guy. Guy, the guidance counselor's a little on the nose, but I'm not upset about that. Also, he likes the dark web, so being Guy fits for me for some reason. I'm okay with
Well,
this.
so it works with that. His alias online could just be like Guy something, and that's his name.
And no one knows.
Yep.
We gotta find this guy. Who the
Oh, Mr. Frond, that's his
name. All right. I think the last name we have is Star. Oh, you know what? Leroy would have been a good pro gamer name. Right? Leroy?
Ooh, yeah, Leroy.
I was trying to think of something way more douchey for pro gamer, Jock.
All right. What's more douchey? We already have Chad on there, so that's used.
It could be one of those instances where they are like one of the fighting game community people, and they go by like their stage name.
Yeah.
Not to throw anybody out under the bus. These are just examples, but like Sonic Fox or like Leffen or a Hungry Box.
Are those actual names?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm okay with going with someone who is so much of a D-bag that he doesn't even
Mango
go by,
right Armax.
doesn't even go by their real name. They actually ask people to call them
Because
by
they
name.
want people to go by the name they have clout with.
Okay. All right. So let's think of the most obnoxious pro gamer like tag we can do.
Triple X _ Sephiroth X Cloud _ Triple X.
Again,
and the X's are all like small, big, small.
Yeah.
I would like there to be a brand. That's hard to brand. I'm thinking like, so you keep saying shit like Hungry Box. What about Hefty Lunch or something stupid like that?
Well, think of who are the villains? Who are the villains in?
So like a WWE heel.
Well, because they're villains in esports. You know,
That I'm not familiar with.
Actually, let's see what Smash
Armax
Bros.
might know.
Character.
Armax, who does everybody dislike?
There's Villains Esports, which
That's
is
what
a
I'm talking
thing.
about. Well, that's
Oh.
that's not what I'm talking about. Never mind.
The need for
Uh,
esports. Are you talking about like I know he's not esports, but like Doctor Disrespect or something?
So
Yeah.
Leffen and Hungry Box.
Okay, that's who
two
I
of the
thought it
three
was.
examples that I used.
That's what I thought, but I haven't actually watched Smash in a while. I used to follow it a bit, but I haven't watched it in a while. But yeah, I know you have people who are kind of jerks that you kind of root.
They go for like the persona of like, hey, I'm the bad guy, and that's their whole shtick.
Well, spit out some names of them. Is there a list?
Well, so Armax said Leffen and Hungry Box, which are names that I've already said.
And those are, other than Hefty Lunch, they don't really inspire me for anything else.
Right.
I really like Hefty Lunch though. It's pretty great.
I'm comfortable going with Hefty Lunch. You know what? To put a pin in it, the pro gamer will be Hefty Lunch for now. And he's gonna have like a really non-lineup name. I think his real name's gonna be Lawrence, right? No one likes their name if they're Lawrence.
Lawrence sounds douchey enough.
All right.
Sorry to anybody named Lawrence.
He didn't like it, so he went by Hefty Lunch.
Everyone who is named Lawrence feels you, Jason, because they go by Larry or their middle name.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only only Larry I know is a pretty cool dude. So
my brother-in-law's name is Larry.
From
Lawrence.
I actually like Larry Nason as well, Justin.
Yeah.
He was a pretty cool guy. But he always went by Larry, and if you called him Lawrence, he did not enjoy it. So
yeah.
I will go by Hefty Lunch, also known as Lawrence, and the guidance counselor will be someone he connects to, and they always call him Lawrence or something.
Yo, Jacoby. Oh, that's a good
Jacoby?
dynamic. Hey, I'm gonna call you by your given name. No.
Yeah.
Don't
All
like
right. So
Why, yes, Jacoby, it is.
I like how he did shadow awesomeness combination there. A lot of special stuff there. God, I got to piss. All right. So we've got a decent number done there. Let's talk a little bit more since it's still only 10 and I'm not dying yet. How do we want to deal with mementos? What do we want to go for a riff on that name? Are they going into the dark web? Too much?
Yeah.
What? How about the cloud?
Yes.
That's not
The
bad.
cloud is very good. I like that.
I was gonna say if we have the person who uses the dark web guy as Death, would he be like the guy working like behind the scenes
strings
and knowing about what's going on?
Well, as a guidance counselor, it's actually also pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's really good.
They kind of did something like that with Persona 3 because Pharos knew a little bit. Spoilers, I know, but
please, it's well past expiration date. We can tell Justin who dies in Endgame. It's fine.
They kind of did something a bit similar in 4 as well, whereas someone actively looking into it and turns out, hey,
listen, I think that one's too fresh to spoil. You shut your mouth.
5 kind of a little bit.
I tried to keep it as vague as possible.
I've now
Could be the entire cast.
Ideas: the cloud, the dark web, the dark cloud.
Dark Cloud's a
Dark Cloud. Game. Never played it.
I was almost gonna buy it and then I didn't.
It's somewhere, not on my shelf though.
I got it right there. It's actually in my PS2 right now because I was playing it a while back.
We'll do a tie of that. I'll do some riff on that, either the cloud or the dark web, or it'll be the real dark web or something like that.
So at that point,
the very dark web
could be like further down the road, but it could be the cloud and it leads to the dark web.
Ooh, a transitive version. I like that. The cloud turns into the dark web, or vice versa. Maybe the dark web, when it's cleaned, turns into the cloud. I think I like that a little bit better. I also might call it either the darker web or the darkest web.
I was gonna say darkest web.
Darkest? Okay. Oh, let's do darkest web.
Gotta collect 500 moons. Sorry, 500 followers.
The darkening. No, I'm just...
The Darkening 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I'm gonna make the darkest web my current working title for that. I like that. Now mascot. If we go with the bird. Now Teddy was on the nose with the name, obviously. Morgana was not. The dog's name I can literally not remember, and I don't think it matters.
Koromaru.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. To be
Black
honest.
something.
Okay, so probably not dog because he's also not a black dog. He was blue, if I'm not wrong.
Wait.
And he had jets, didn't he? Wasn't
Oh,
he like
was it?
robotic or something?
Nobody could have. He had a persona.
Yeah, he did.
So did Teddy, and so did Morgana.
Now.
I can make one of you shits the mascot. I guess mascot will be my GM Fiat character.
The persona. Yep. This is the persona.
All right. So for a name for the bird, let's see.
Oh God,
So
the bird is the word.
I believe yes. That every time it gets a finishing hit, the bird is the word. But what is it? There's what's the Japanese word for phoenix? Is it sukaku maybe?
Sukaku,
I thought it was Suzaku is normally.
Suzaku, something. Yeah.
If you're looking for like
Oh,
chicken
Fenghui.
type
I might be
bird, I
thinking
think it's
China.
Tori,
That might
isn't
be
it?
Chinese. What was that?
Tori?
What's Tori?
Isn't that like a fowl, like a chicken type bird in Japanese?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
Suzaku. You're right. Suzaku is what I was thinking of. Sorry.
Yes.
That's one
Thank
of the
you,
four
Yu Yu
gods.
Hakusho.
So we could. Well, I guess that's. I was gonna try and take a riff off of that and maybe lean into like Susie or something, but maybe not.
Yeah, Tori is the word for bird in Japanese.
Tori.
Tori. Well,
That's a
English
name.
spelling. Huh?
That's a name.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But is there a way we can turn that into then? Can we then turn that into?
Suzaku could be their persona if they have, you know.
Could be. No, I don't care about the Suzaku part. That was just me riffing. I'm more thinking of. I also want them to be maybe a personified social media. So like they would be maybe Twitter is the secret, or something that comes out to be revealed. So is there a way to do Tori into like a Twitter-like thing? Maybe not. Maybe we just go riff on bird sounds as the name. Twitter being, kind of like a bird sound, and they use tweets and the like.
Chirper.
Caw.
Chirp. Could it be chirp?
Chirpy.
Are you talking about the name of the character or the name of the actual thing?
Both?
Okay.
That's my problem. I want to be
Chirp.
both.
How about just chirp?
I'm kind of okay with chirp, and it'll be quickly colloquialized to chirpy. Because we had to eat anything. All right.
Did you chirp last night? I was reading your chirps.
I was reading on the chirposphere.
Well, also, we can revisit that. Maybe we'll come back to it. I don't know how much I love it. I kind of like that Morgana's not related to it at all. So maybe we go the name Tori. You know what? Let's do that. I liked Tori a lot, and it gives me an excuse to make a distinctly feminine mascot. So Tori, and as bird is Tori's bird in Japanese, that'll just be like the link in the back end of why that character ends up being associated with the Twitter-like social media. If we go that route, I might pull an audible on you guys. I do like to keep my players in suspense as to what the hell is actually going on.
Yeah.
However, what is Leroy's role for social media? Like maybe
MMO addict.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, that's already been done in Persona, but
yeah, a little bit. Nick, you had something?
So it's very loose, but I'm thinking like kind of like the tabloid paparazzi type, because they're always quick to jump into something and make it happen before like anybody's ready for it.
Okay. All right.
Like
so maybe what about like a fake news writer?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good.
Either fake or joke news writer, something like that.
Because I'm thinking like if not like the Onion, which might be more what you're going for. There's always like the drama
we don't have a
alert type
webcomic
side.
artist.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Someone else can have that in their repertoire. I'm also okay with it being maybe an actual blogger, like someone who's trying to do the news, Nick. I'm okay with that. We'll leave that tentative.
Like, did you see what this person did to this person? Oh my God.
God, it doesn't feel good. All right. So we have the mascot. We're going with Bird. We have a group in here. I'm okay with just having one group because we're going for, shorter segments. I think this works pretty well. And then whomever the wild card ends up being, if it's one of these, maybe, who knows? If it's a new one, maybe we'll figure it out. I'm pretty good with this. Are we missing anything to flesh out the characters of the world? Anyone we're missing?
As far as like Arcana, or just like, hey, this is the setting and you don't really have this person.
I think Arcana's down. I'm more so setting. Is there like a character in Persona that we're missing? Um,
So we don't have what would be the caring figure for the wild card,
Igor or Margaret?
Sojiro.
And there's usually like a couple
Oh,
there
and the
too.
Velvet Room crew.
You're talking
Right.
Yeah.
about. I'm gonna skip the caretaker only because it's not one character story, so I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, I guess that's also Jason's character too. Is
It will end up being something with that.
yeah. So
I'm gonna go with the
but
Velvet
like
Room
Velvet Room,
character.
yeah, Velvet Room crew.
Because this isn't Japan, I'm gonna go away from Igor. I'm gonna create something new. But don't worry about it. I'll actually create that. That'll be a Dustin special.
Gross.
Yeah, basically.
So what is going to, or that can also be a behind the scenes too, is like what is going to be the vessel of the Velvet Room?
What the room is itself?
Yeah, because in 4 it's the limo,
The limo and
in
the
5 it's
elevator.
the jail.
3, it's the elevator lift.
Internet cafe.
That's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little too welcoming almost, but it's not bad. What else would make sense for this? Like it could be a chat room, but that would be weird.
It
That
wouldn't make
depends. Do you have any sort of ideas for like the full wild card without spoiling too much? Like what their
I
characters
see what you're
like?
saying.
'Cause
Focus around
it's
them.
based off of what their thing
True.
is. So
I'd say let's flip it. Let's base it
Very
off
good
of the
point.
fact that there is no wild card. So let's make it weird.
Okay.
Let's make it a little bit.
it could be like the chat roulette.
Yeah, I don't hate that, but I'm thinking more like, do you guys remember PlayStation Home?
Yes. Yep.
Which was it's something like Second Life or something where you
Yep.
had avatars. I might just have you guys all become avatars in
That
an
would
MMO
make
setting.
sense.
We'll have to put
Because
virtual reality headsets on and we go through that.
yeah.
Well, it's not voluntary. You guys always do it by accident, and it's when you fall asleep, really. That's pretty universal, I think. But I'm cool having the dreamscape be like an MMO chat room or chat lobby where you have physical avatars, you walk around, and maybe the theme will be I'll have the theme change. It'll be something that rotates. Again, it'll mix that fragmented, you don't actually have a home because you don't have your wild card, and also it'll deal with the kind of like your search of it. So I'll do that. It'll be a room is a shifting virtual chat.
VR chat.
Is that what it's called? VR chat? Shifting VR chat.
VR chat's the new one. PlayStation Home is your previous example.
Oh, cool. Will solidify when wild card is found. Cool. Works for me. For the helpers, I'm cool with having one helper as opposed to multiple, so I'm going to make that helper. Who do we want to be? What type of character do we want? Persona 3 had a guy who was Persona 3 had two too, didn't it? Shit.
Well, so Persona 4 was Margaret. With Golden, it was Margaret and Marie. Persona 5 was Caroline and
Justine.
Yeah.
3 had Elizabeth.
And then it had a guy added in after in the portable version, right? I think you're right. He's the one who shows up in the Q games, or at least Q2. So that's why I remember him. They all had small personalities, but they all had personalities. The twins, one was domineering and the other one was mostly facilitating.
Right.
For Margaret, she was aloof. That's what I would give her. She was just aloof as her character concept. Marie was,
Until you get
yeah,
to,
until
yeah.
Marie was dependent, maybe is what I would use for
I'd say
Marie.
dependent because she didn't have any memories.
For the chick in 3, she was professional, I think is what I'd give
No,
her, right?
she was very quirky. She was
Right.
fun.
She had ideas, but they were
Yeah.
always off center. You're right. In Persona
Yeah.
Q, all of her ideas are horrifying.
Like for example, like she'd go to the wishing fountain and dump like a coin purse of like
Yes.
millions of coins into it.
You
That's
know what?
the type of thing she'd do.
Her
Excessive.
things
She's
were really
pretty
fun.
excessive throughout. Theo, as far as I know, Theo was amateur.
Yeah.
He always in Q2, that's the only way I know him. In Q2, he always basically deferred to what she did or what she told him to do. He was like a busybody.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. What do we want our helper to be in a social media aspect distilled to a relatively simple character concept?
What if it's like the supportive, like the customer service side, always
Customer
wants to
service is pretty
be
good,
there.
actually. I like customer service, maybe to the point of PC as well.
Yeah.
Like a GM or something that if we're
A
going with
Proof I appear in
the
a puff of smoke. Hey, got your ticket. What's going on?
exactly, like they actually RP and stuff. Um
I'm
be
cool
kind
with
of
that.
funny.
Um, uh, Leans into current RPs. I'm okay with that. I'm going to have him be a little bit overly politically correct, which is a culture I like to mock a little bit. I'm cool with people being politically correct. Ultimately, it's the way to be, but there is also a degree of gone a little too far. So I'll play the line with that. I like that. The customer service angle is cool because all of these things have some sort of customer service, and that's fine. And leaning into the RP, I like that. That's good. It gives them like an actual helper too. And that fits too because again, you guys aren't the wild card, so you're not going to get the rigmarole of we have to fuse you into being something perfect.
It does also double work or work in tandem with the Velvet Room too, because if it's the customer support, hey, I deal with you first. You don't talk to that guy unless something really bad's going on.
And I think they're going to wear a headset too. I like it. I'm going to go with that. Um, Q2, it's just me. That's fine. Let's see. I'm okay with that. We've got Igor, which will be something that I have on the back end. We've got your helper. I have the room. I have all of my arcana. I'll have to create some bad guys, but I don't want you guys to help me with that. That really should be
Of
something I
course not.
generate myself. So I'm cool with that. I think this is great. This was really useful for me because it puts me a lot further ahead than I was, and it gives me some story inspirations for a couple of these too, so I can maybe dip a little bit outside of the darkest web,
Yeah, it's much better to do
the
broader things
bleak
like
web.
this collaboratively
What about the
because
bleak web? No, doesn't sing.
not
I
to
do
me.
like the word bleak
Not
because
enough. I'll put it tentative. Maybe I can work it in somewhere.
I think another term might, or it doesn't have to necessarily be like web
You're not
as
wrong.
well.
You're not wrong.
I just think bleak web together doesn't ring.
Now that I hear you say it, Nick, I fucking hate it. I'm deleting it. I liked it when I said it. You're not allowed to say it again. Stop it.
Bleak web.
bleak web.
Oh God.
The
All right.
Bleak
It
Web.
sounds like sim talk, simish. Bleak web.
Bleak web.
I'm cool with darkest web. I'm cool with that. And you guys might colloquially call it dark web just at that point, but internally it'll be the darkest web just to differentiate. I like that. That's good. I'll stick with that. I don't have anything else I need for you guys tonight, and it's also 10:17, which means we did pretty good time wise as well. Thank you guys for helping out. Thank you, Jason, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I right now tentatively have the schedule for when we finish up season 3 of Starfinder. I will commit to this a little bit more. One, it doesn't put any extra load on Justin and Nick. If for some reason Chris wants to participate, which he said he's kind of out of it, mostly because Chris is working on actually having a life and a business.
Yeah.
Patrick, I assume, will have zero interest. Michael, I can probably get to do anything, so Michael should be fine for it if he's available, which he is. So I think we can work with that. So having it be after Starfinder ends works for me. I know, Jason, your timeline will play with a little bit to see if it affects with work or not,
Yep.
or and I'm cool being super loose with this timeline, but just know that for campaign start, I'm looking for post Starfinder, and I should be ready for pretty much immediate post Starfinder. So even if that's something as we use as a transition to give other people a break, like Patrick, if he does want to do anything else after, that's fine.
We haven't discussed this at all, but hey, Armax, I know you like Persona. If you're interested, maybe we need another person. Spots open, buddy.
I'm cool with it. Again, it's up to you. I need a webcam from you, and I need you to have a working mic. Jason has performed amicably today, so we're good with that. That's really all I ask. I will maybe coach you guys on the side if I really have to, but I'm going to assume you guys aren't real d-bags in real life, and I know you both already stream, so I don't
Right.
think I have to have an issue with it. It's mostly the guys that didn't stream that we had to work on that PC culture a little bit more. Our first adventure into Pathfinder was a little rough. Um, we're better now for the most part. We've gotten actually worse, and we got better, and now we've gotten worse again. But I think we can
Just
use
because
our
we're getting
time.
lazy.
Yeah, we're getting lazy. I don't really think if it's Armax and Shadow slash Jason, I don't have to really coach you guys. If we grab anyone else that wants to play, I'm cool with it. Justin, if your brother wants in, I'm cool with it. I know he likes video games. I don't know if he's done the Persona track yet, but
I think he has.
again, I'm open to it. Don't have to know Persona, not a requisite. It'll help for the riffs and jokes,
Thematic.
not required. So for now, I'm looking at a couple players. 5 or 6 will be my max. We're doing a narrative system, so I don't actually care if we go over the kind of 5 recommended because it's narrative. It'll be some room with it. Before I start going the closeout and sending everyone away, do you guys have anything you'd like to say as parting comments?
I gotta play with Armax, maybe? Ugh.
I would like to say, hey, Jason.
Yes.
I didn't say your name
I noticed.
joking way one time. So
He's
I'm
waiting
proud
for
of
it
you.
still.
thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I very much appreciate it.
It'll be a little bit more exciting when we're doing in actual campaign streams with you, Jason, but I do really appreciate your input for tonight. I liked having the Persona 3 information because Justin's mostly useless. And it's always nice having another Persona fan in the room, so I can't really argue with that. So we can all hug our mascots goodnight because we're creepy weeaboos, and you all enjoy your lovely nights. Thank you guys, whoever watches this on YouTube or who hung out and watched, like Armax, thank you so much. Armax, if you are interested in joining, jump in on the Discord and harass me or harass all of us. We will be playing Starfinder next week, and it's all casino all the time, I promise. I know I kind of said we were going to do that last week, and then they didn't. They have no choice. We're starting in the casino next week. So hang out for that. That should be pretty fun. We'll have a lot of NPCs get rolled in, and we'll progress the story actually as well, too. Until then, thank you again for watching, and never slip the party.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mike, Chris, and Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
didn't
three
read-
of them.
Harass them. I didn't
Bye, Ray.
even